Welcome back or welcome. This is episode 2 of Cover Your Ears. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. How you doing, Freddie? You looking good? You're looking a little tired, though. What's going on?
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I had a pretty busy weekend. Buddy's 21st birthday. We stayed up real late, and the next morning I woke up at like 8 in the morning and played some disc golf. You ever play disc golf?
I played real golf. I never played disc golf. I know what it is.
I didn't ask you about real golf.
Okay, well, you don't... All right, well, you're clearly not a morning person. Yeah, you texted me. You're like, can we push it back towards 11? I was like, that's fine. I was a little tired, too, because, I'm that type of person. I see my alarm. I love hitting the snooze. I'm a big snooze guy.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
It's not a good habit.
It's not.
Because,
you got work in the morning. You're like, I can last another 30 minutes. Then you're like sprinting out the house to get in your car.
No, and it's like on a Saturday, it's like, I'm going to get up at 8. I'm going to spend time with my family. And then it's like 11:45 and I go downstairs and nobody's home. I'm like, what's going on? So, what was your topic, Freddie? Go ahead.
Okay, so my question for you, and I want you to keep it real because, people love to say these baloney answers.
I'm not a BSer. You know that.
All right, I respect that. So when you see a woman, what's the one thing about a woman that like immediately is like, that's my type of woman right there?
Okay. Nothing superficial. Teeth. If you have straight white teeth and are you overall, your mouth up there is just hygienic, you just got yourself 8 points from me.
8 points.
8 points. You're already an 8 in my eyes. If you have straight white teeth, good breath, and everything everything in the mouth, nothing dirty.
Right.
That's my biggest thing.
You like the oral hygiene.
Oral hygiene.
Got you. So
because I'm such a germaphobe, that's why.
My thing is, right, for you said straight white teeth. So what if they're kind of like dimming down? They drink coffee every morning, so they're not like shiny white like Chip Skylark.
I mean,
I wouldn't. Down to a 7?
You would definitely drop down a little bit, but I wouldn't be so superficial to just reject you. But it probably wouldn't be if I saw two people and I saw the dim coffee teeth or the Chip Skylarks. I'm probably going with Chip.
Can't blame me, man. Teeth are a pretty good thing for me.
And then obviously personality, but also with me, I don't drink. I don't know why. I just never have. It's not because like some people. My sister tries to say it's like, oh, you just think you're better than everyone that you don't have to drink. It's like, no, it's not that at all. It's just I don't really love getting drunk. Never have been drunk, but I don't want to get drunk and then just like feel sick the next day. But that's just me. So having said that, I don't go to the club, so I don't really see. And vice versa, I don't think the girls that drink and all that stuff, I don't think they really like me. So, talking about personality, I don't think like those types of personalities for, me and the girl, I don't think they match. I think, right. I don't know, I just don't think it mixes well.
I mean, I don't know, because some girls like that, like shy, perks of being a wallflower-esque guy, you know? You kind of like, quiet in the corner, but, it's not like you don't know how to have a good time.
That's true.
You have a good time when you go out. It's just you don't drink, you don't get sloshed. You're not like, oh, like throw it back on me, shorty. Like you're not.
Yeah. I'm not a party animal, but I wouldn't say you're like that either. But I mean, you like to drink and have a good time.
Yeah, I like to drink, and I just like to not be like a follower, but I like to match everyone's energy. So if everyone's drinking, I like to drink with them. Obviously, I'll drink to my limits. I don't ever like promote like drinking irresponsibly unless you're in a like controlled area. But I like to drink. I like to dance. I like to party. But I hate the club.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I hate the club.
Too dirty?
It's not about it being dirty. I just hate the atmosphere. It gets really like, it's always wishy-washy. Somebody ends up touching my female. It just gets out of hand too quick, like people just start getting crazy. And it's just, people are like, oh, that's just how it is here. Like, that just happens. It's not like they're intentionally doing it. It's not like they knew. And I'm like.
So you think going to the club with a girlfriend isn't as fun versus going single? Have you ever gone single?
I've never gone single, actually. I barely go to the club. I've been to the club, once?
Which one did you go to? Did you go to like a big one?
I went to Guilt.
Okay, that's a pretty big one, I feel like. I've never been, but, I mean, I feel like that's a big one, right?
So, it's more known. It was definitely really packed, so obviously people know about it. And it was for, like, a birthday party, and there was no issues or whatever, but it did escalate to a point. I had a few too many, I'm not going to lie.
What were you drinking?
I had a little mixture, because I was with Pedro, and Pedro was just.
Pedro's.
Yeah.
Pedro's full on Mexican. He will
Right.
go crazy.
Right, exactly. So, Mans was like, "Oh, here, let's just take 5-second shots out of the neck of a tequila bottle," and that the hole of the tequila bottle was like a cork hole, so it was like super huge. So it was essentially like downing, like we're downing like liters at this point.
So you had a few too many.
Right, and then like a Corona, some mixed drinks or whatever. I was just mixing too much, so I was a little, loopy or whatever you want to call it. But we're in the club having a good time, whatever. Random dude shows up. He had a bald head, but he had a hat on. He's like, "Whose birthday is it?" Girl I'm with takes her hat over. I'm just skipping around the story. She's like, "Oh, it's my birthday." Buddy takes his hat off on his shiny, like polished bald head.
The lights are just going off his head,
exactly,
like refracting.
Right? Like that one scene in SpongeBob where he didn't have the crown. Like that.
Oh, King Neptune.
Yeah.
Jinx.
So he takes it off, and he had $100 bill on his head, and he took it off his head. It was a happy birthday. Come take shots with me and my boys in the VIP section. So I was
and this was just to the birthday girl?
Just to the
because we're not
girl.
naming names.
Right. Just to the birthday girl. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, it could be cool, whatever. So we just kind of let it happen. She goes.
But you got bad vibes from the bald guy.
Yeah, because it was just so out of nowhere. I feel
I don't know. That's just weird. If I was a female, I wouldn't feel comfortable with some random dude just coming up to me and be like, why don't you come in this back room and we'll drink? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know this guy's intention.
Right.
What if he's a serial RAPE, guy? You know what I mean? Like, what if he's trying to do that?
Yeah, I mean, it could get to that point. But, at the same time, what if it doesn't? What if he's just really cool and has a lot of money?
Well, yeah, it's the
like,
risk.
Oh, happy birthday, whatever. So we're kind of like, let's take that 50-50 shot. She goes up there. And, typically one shot takes like 8 seconds if you're like a wimp and you kind of like after or whatever. But she was gone for like 15 minutes. So,
that girl, it was just her.
Yeah,
so you were starting to get worried.
So I wasn't really getting worried because I was drinking too much. So
you had your own problems to worry about.
But then my girl was like, you should go check. You should go check. You should go check. And I was like, oh my God, fine, whatever. I'll go check. So I go upstairs. I see, and they're tossing back shots, like, back to back. And I'm like...
pounding liquor.
Yeah, I'm like, she's down bad. Like, this is not looking good. And my girl's like, that doesn't look good. You should go, like, get her from them. I'm like, me? There's, like, 4 other guys here. Why do I gotta go? And she was like, come on, like, seriously? You think Pedro or Solomon are gonna do something? And I was like, well, true.
You might have a point.
Right. So I walk over, and I'm like, all right, Amanda, like, our taxi's here. It's time to go.
Oh, we named the name. But that's not a lot of context. Freddie, it's okay. You don't have to put your hands in your head. It's okay.
So I was like, all right, it's time to go. And dude walks up to me and puts his hand on my chest, kind of like, whoa. And he goes, what's the problem?
Whoa.
Right? And I'm like...
the boxing sense probably came out a little bit.
When he touched me, I felt like he crossed the line because I don't know you. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
He was definitely doing that to assert dominance, wouldn't you think?
It felt that way because he's well his boys, you know what I mean?
But also he might have been drunk, so who knows?
Right. So he touched me. I kind of just looked at his hand a little bit, and I looked back at him, and I like moved his hand off my chest. I was like, there's not a problem. Do you want there to be a problem?
You said, do you want there to be a problem?
I said, do you want there to be a problem?
Was he taller than you?
They're all huge. Like
I give you respect because I would have got out of there.
Pay mine, I was also a few too deep, right? So
the confidence was there.
Exactly, right? So I was like, do you want there to be a problem? And then he like kind of giggled and like looked back. And I was just staring at him. And I was like, I'm just here to get my friend. We're leaving. And he goes, what if she don't want to leave? I was like, I don't think she really knows what she's thinking at this moment, right? And he goes, she seems like she's having fun. And I was like, and it seems like I don't care. So why don't you step aside? I'm getting my friend. We're leaving. And he smiled again, looked back, and then all of them stood up. So I felt like I was in the scene of The Equalizer. I'm like counting every guy, how much time it'll take.
You're about to get whacked.
Right. So then I was like, look, I don't know what you got going on up here or whatever, but we have to leave. That's it. She's not as old as you think.
She was overage, but still.
Yeah, but
I mean, this guy. What do you think? What do you think the bald guy was? Was he 30?
He was like at least like mid-20s, high low 30s.
Like that's disgusting. If you're a 30-year-old and if you're trying to pick up what was this girl 19?
Yeah, like just
like that's
19.
disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it's legal, that's gross.
Right. So I was like, I was like, I don't know if you understand. But, in my head, I'm like, this girl has a mom. Her mom's wanting her to come home. So I was like, she's not as old as you think. Her mom is waiting for her to get home, and I'm the person who's supposed to get her there. So if you're the only thing running into the problem or, like, creating a problem for that, then me and her both going to get in trouble. I don't want that. And he was like, look, you and your little kid friend here that's sipping with us, y'all get out of here. Don't ever come back. And I'm like, obviously I'm going to come back. Like, it's a club, right? So I think what he meant was, like, don't come back to the VIP section.
Yeah, no, he was just like, why don't you F off?
Yeah, right, exactly. So then I'm walking out, we're all walking out, and I was like, okay, guys, like, we should just leave, like, now. Because she doesn't even know what's going on. She's not even enjoying herself at this point. She just kind of, like, blacked out. Other people are blacked out. We should just leave. So we left. And it just, like, it's one of those things that kind of solidify the fact that I don't like clubs. Because of what we talked about last time, like me boxing and stuff, people know that. Like, my friends know that because it's just, like, part of my lifestyle or whatever. So they think I'm some kind of, like, superhero, like if I'm Captain America.
You don't want to have all that pressure of, like, I mean, yes, you could solve the situation if it emerged, but you just don't like that whole environment.
Exactly. And it just kind of, it doesn't bum me out, but I'm very protective of people I care about. So, like, sometimes I kind of overstep. Yeah. Like, people could just be, like, drunk or just being stupid or got dared by their friend, and, like, it could upset me more than it should.
Well, that's good. That tells a lot about your character.
Right. So.
You want to hear something of why I don't like, I wouldn't say parties, but oh my gosh, this story. I don't know if you heard this story. I'm not going to name names. So,
I hope you do better than me because I said that.
All right, this was a while ago, and this girl knows exactly who she is. So if you're listening, I still hate you. No, I'm just kidding. No, so me and Solomon lived together. Solomon was throwing up his party. A bunch of people came over. This was a while ago, and everyone's drinking. Everybody's just absolutely just chugging liquor bottles.
Like gone. Like
everybody.
Gone
I was the only sober person. I didn't drink at all.
Right.
And I
You're telling me to have one sip.
No, I didn't. Okay, I think I had one shot because they peer pressured me.
I know.
Only because all the drunk people forced me to. Anyway, I stupidly left my bedroom door open. Okay.
Mistake number one. Rookie mistake.
Mistake number one. Rookie mistake. So, a couple hours go by. Blah blah blah. This girl, and I'm talking to the girl because I'm friends with her. She goes, "Can I lay down in your bed? I don't feel so good. I'm drunk." I go, "Of course, lay down." Freddie. She throws up in my bed. In my bed, all over it. And if you know me, I don't deal well with throw up at all. So I called one of my boys. I'm like, bro, he's at his own party. He's like, what's up? I'm like, you got to get down here now. Because he lived here. He was the other apartment. Right. He goes in. At this point, I think she threw up all her alcohol. She's sober. So she's done. She's out of the bed. There's just throw up everywhere. It reeks. It reeks. Oh, and I get him to just pull off all the sheets and throw them away. He was like, what do you want me to do with them? Wash them? I was like, are you kidding? Burn them. Burn them. It was
the germaphobes kicking in.
The germaphobe kicked in. That was horrible. Could you imagine someone throwing up in your bed?
I can't imagine someone throwing up in my bed. I probably would have fought them on site.
You would have fought
girl. Boy or girl, I don't even care.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of clubs, the music at the clubs, how do you like that?
How do I like that? How do I dislike that? Because every time I go to the club, music's garbage, right? So it either goes techno, EDM, you go to pub, whatever, techno, EDM. And this is based on what I hear in, like, Snapchats and stuff. 'Cause I've never been to a pub. I think it's dirty. A bunch of dirties are out there.
I went one time. It was pretty weird.
Right?
It was lame.
So at Gil, they have, like, their little twerk music, but I feel like it's the same setup. It's, like, a hype song for the guys. They put Dreams and Nightmares at the club, bro. Like, what, am I trying to, like, go bar to bar with some dude at the club? Why do I want to listen to Meek Mill yelling at me at the club? It's already loud enough. Right after that, they're like, love the way she moving, got me in it. Like, bro, switch it up. Like, I don't want to be hearing this. Put something else on.
Yeah.
So I feel like most of the time, I mean, at Guild, I would say it was a better music. But like I said, based on stuff I've heard, seen, videos, whatever, every other club is always like, people are like shuffling in the middle of like a club or like they just don't even know what's going on because they're so drunk and they're just playing like garbage music.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like most of the people don't even care what the music is because they're so just wasted. Because most people go to a club to do that, so which is fine. But I guess the music doesn't have to be good. All right, let me ask you this: you're stranded on an island, and I've asked friends this before. You're stranded on an island. You can only listen to 5 artists / bands the rest of your life. Who are you picking? And while you're thinking of that, I'll give you mine because I already made my list like a long time ago.
Got it.
All right, ready? 1, and this is in no particular order. You already have your. You say got it. You got.
No, I'm saying like got it. Like I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Number 1, Bob Marley. Number 2, Michael Bublé. Number 3, if I had to get hyped, maybe I had to go catch a fish on the island. I got to get a little hyped up.
Right.
I'm picking 3 Days Grace because they're my favorite rock band, whatever.
I was assuming you were gonna say like Lil Baby or something.
Lil Baby.
Yeah, you said hyped up.
What do I look like? Whoa's a good song. I'll give you that. Number 4, Lil Wayne. That's my rap guy, Lil Wayne. Right. Love Lil Wayne. And number 5, this is tough, but I'm going to have to go with your team. I'm going to have to say Bruno Mars, just because he has so many hits.
Right.
I wouldn't get bored of the music easily because he probably has 15, 20 songs that are really, really, really good. You know what I mean?
I don't think he has one song that's not good except for Wake Up in the Sky with Gucci Mane.
Can I have an alternate?
Sure, I'll give you one.
Billie Eilish.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Before I give you my list, I'm still thinking, what's your review on Billie Eilish's hair? Go.
Okay, can I tell you this? For those of you that don't know, just go on her Instagram. She broke the record, fastest to 1 million likes in an hour. But she went blonde. I have a weird time with Billie Eilish because I think she's attractive, but she looks a lot like one of my sisters. So
which sister?
The one right behind you in the picture.
Oh.
Okay, so a lot of people have told me that they kind of look like. So it's like I can't say, oh, she's so hot, and then I'm like, she looks like my sister. So it's a little weird. But I think she's very attractive, and I think she pulls off the blonde well. What about you?
Okay, so for you that don't know, there's a picture of his sister behind me, and I can see it. I see that. I see the issue.
They both have very full lips.
Yeah, they're running into the same issue here.
Yeah.
Right. So my review on Billie Eilish's hair.
Let's just say that.
They look very similar. I won't lie. So my review here, I always thought Billie Eilish was attractive. I'm not trying to be weird.
Oh no, I don't care about that. I don't care about that.
Your sister is also attractive.
Thank you, Freddie. I'll tell her.
Billie Eilish kind of bumped her up a little bit, but Billie Eilish has always been attractive to me. Never to an extreme extent, but always realizing, this is a really pretty artist, you know what I mean? And the blonde hair, I feel like suits her well because it looks like her. I feel like her other hair fits her personality, but she never had hair that fits herself.
Well, I don't think green hair can fit you. I think it fits, like you said, your personality.
Right, exactly. So I've never seen her. I've always seen her personality, how she feels about things, or how she wants to represent herself, rather than just
So you think her natural beauty is more being shown?
Yeah, exactly. With the one color hair. So
time's up. Top 5.
The Billie Eilish review's done. First artist, Bruno Mars. Obviously, got
Bruno Mars. Shout out Bruno.
Shout out Bruno Mars. Right. Second artist, Marvin Gaye. I can't go.
OG Marvin Gaye.
OG Marvin Gaye.
Not the Marvin Gaye Charlie Puth song.
No.
Marvin Gaye and Get It On.
Marvin Gaye, the artist Marvin Gaye. I can't go one day without listening to his music. I think he's just a musician.
Oh my gosh, I just missed another one.
Sorry, you already picked your 5.
Frank Sinatra.
You missed your 5, bro.
I'm sorry, Frank. Please don't whack me.
So Marvin Gaye. Third artist, I gotta put Aventura. Bachata
what did you just say? I'm sorry.
Aventura. It's adventure in Spanish.
It's Hispanic, right?
Right?
Spanish,
yeah,
okay.
It's a Spanish bachata group. Those guys don't miss. They make amazing music. They haven't made music in a while because they broke up a little while ago. But
when they were a thing.
Yeah, the lead singer, Romeo Santos, he makes good music on his own, but nothing will top the music they made all together. Incredible.
You'll have to show me. I won't understand any of the words, but I'll like it.
Yeah, you'll like it for sure. That's guaranteed. Fourth artist I have to go with is, I feel like I'm on a game show, you know how
and for $25,000.
Fourth artist would have to be, I think personally, I just lost the train of thought.
Think about it. Don't F this up. You're on an island.
Train of thought.
If you pick the wrong one, you might go crazy.
Right. Give me a second. Train of thought just went. Count to 5, and I'll remember.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
That was 6.
It would have to be Dua Lipa, bro.
Dua Lipa?
Yeah.
What is she's
Don't Start Levitating with the Baby.
Mm-mm.
You never heard that song?
You hear that bell ringing? No, because it's not ringing a bell, Freddie.
So she makes good music. She's more modern, but she makes good music, and it's really like it's either really hype, upbeat music, or it's really like feel good, like vibe music. And I feel like you would need that straight out on the island.
Got to be honest, Freddie. You started off the list very strong. I think you ended a little weak.
I still got one more.
You still have one more?
Yeah,
okay, finish strong.
That's 4, right?
Okay, the middle was a bit
right.
weak.
The last
for
one,
me, but that's you.
The last one, right? The last one for me would have to be for when I'm really sad.
Oh, can I guess?
Go ahead.
Is it someone you saw live?
Yes.
Sam Smith?
Right.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, no. He has so many good songs. He's a great artist. He's definitely up there for me. Oh, my gosh. Palace. Anytime Palace comes on,
so
Waterworks.
What? You start crying? Have you ever cried to Palace?
I've never cried to Palace, but I got dang near close. You know what song I cried to? All right, and let me just preface this. I don't cry often, and I'm not like some big tough guy. It's not my like emotions. Like, oh, someone like dies or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's really, really sad. Like, but like, I don't know. I just don't cry much. The other week, and I know you know this song because you showed me, "Creep" by Vincent Kennedy.
Oh yeah.
I started bawling my eyes out.
Really?
I don't know if it was just an off day for me. I was a little emotional. My testosterone was a little low.
Right. Low T.
I had to get the Kleenex after that.
Dang. Because that song could be interpreted as really sad.
Because it's like it's a guy literally talking about like I don't belong here.
Right.
That's a little sad.
At the same time, to pair that up with Vincent Kennedy's shout out Vincent Kennedy performance, like his rendition of that song, he's saying that like out of this world.
Yeah.
So I don't blame you.
But do you cry often?
You
seem a little more emotional.
Right.
Not that that's bad.
Right. No. So
please don't punch me.
Yes and no. Like I don't cry often over like real life things. I kind of get really involved with like TV show characters and movie characters and stuff like that. I haven't really been down bad in a while because I've been in a relationship for 3 years now. And, it's never really been like that much hardship during that time. But before that, I could listen, like when I broke up with my last girlfriend, it was a few weeks after, and I was really down bad. And I listened to the song Loose by Daniel Caesar.
Yep.
And I just started
great song.
Sobbing. Because I was like, I can relate to everything he's saying. You know what I mean?
So it's more in the situation. But if you heard that song now, nothing. Tough guy comes out.
I mean, it takes me back a little bit, but I'm like, whatever, But it definitely, for me, it's like TV show characters, movie characters. If it's something really sad in my life, then yeah, I'll like, but
I feel
like that's anybody though, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if like, unfortunately, if like a family member died or something, like that's different than like you're watching like Wheel of Fortune and someone lost a big prize. Like, right, that's my mom. She's bawling. She's
right,
like,
your
mom.
Oh my god, he was so close.
They could have won so much more money.
So I have a question for you.
Ask me.
You ever watched a TV show or a movie and got invested into it and cried over the result of what happened?
Oh my gosh, yes. You want to know what it was?
Which movie or show?
Show. And let me just preface this. The lead actress, I love her.
I know what show it is.
Say it. 1, 2, 3. Euphoria. Yep. We know each other way too well. I don't care about getting famous. The only reason I want to get famous is because that's my only shot at meeting Zendaya. Okay?
I don't think it's your only shot. I feel like if you DM'd her or you made like a cool product.
She has 80 million followers, Freddie. Who am I?
But I'm just telling you, if you like DM'd her, you made like a cool product.
We're going down a rabbit hole. Anyway, that show, she is such a great actress. She literally transformed the way I watched that show because when I would see her Instagram post, I'm like, oh, that's not even Zendaya. That's just Rue.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but no, at the end when her and her mom, it was like the montage.
Spoiler alert.
What?
Spoiler alert.
Oh, spoiler alert. Pause if you've never seen Euphoria. And it's still going on. It's not even that big of a spoiler. But just at the end, when like they're crying or they're fighting, and it's like a song for you by Donny Hathaway plays.
Oh, that was really
I was
good.
crying.
That was a really good scene.
That was a great scene.
A scene in that show that made me emotional was the scene with Fly Me to the Moon with Bobby Womack. Or
Yeah.
Womack, however you say his
That's
last
like
name.
what episode is that? That's like
I think it's like episode like 4 or 5.
yeah. I know what you're talking
in
about.
the middle, like right after she got out of rehab or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like the compilation of her mom fighting, and then her and her mom like getting along really well. I thought them putting that like back to back, I was like, dude, like stuff like this really happens, and I think that show is like a mastercraft of like television. I shout out Euphoria
and especially
HBO.
too, like I've known people in my life and friends and mutual friends that have had drug problems like that, and it's sad. It's really really sad.
Me too, bro. Me too.
Yeah. All right, wait. Have you ever thought about this? And I don't want to cancel Betty White, but we're just gonna talk about this really quick. Golden Girls. I'm a GG for life. I'm a Golden Girl for life. You ever watch that show?
I never watched. I'm Spanish, bro. I didn't really.
That's understandable. It's a great show.
Right.
All right. This is my point though. With the whole like Harry and like Queen thing coming out, and where I'm not trying to get too political or whatever. Is it safe to say though that Betty White was throwing around the N-word at some point in her life? She's 99.
Do I think she has?
Yes.
Of course, yeah.
But
I feel.
Do you think it was more not acceptable, but do you excuse her for that, or do you think that she's a changed person just because of the way times went and people of that age?
So here's my perspective on that. Right. I feel like that word is unacceptable no matter what. You have to really understand the core root of that. You know, like you said, you're not trying to get too deep into like politics and like just genuine care for like humanity. But I feel like during that era, they all misunderstood everything so much that like it was so justified and so like you kind of had to kind of understood that privilege that they had back then. So I feel like even if she did come out and was like, "Oh, I said it, but like I didn't understand it," blah blah blah. I don't think it makes it acceptable, but I do understand the circumstances when it comes to that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, exactly. No, my whole reason with that is like everybody, you love Betty White. You don't even know what dang thing she's been in, right?
Yeah, right.
Exactly. That's just how she is. So like, she's so loved in Hollywood. I just didn't know, or what you thought, like if she was just like a cold hard racist. And then I don't know. Maybe she was. Maybe she wasn't. Who am I to judge? I'm just saying she's 99.
Right. So I don't think. I don't know any celebrity. So excuse me, 1 second.
He's got to sneeze. Nothing's coming out yet. Nothing's coming. It just came out. You might have heard it.
So
remind me. I want to talk about famous people after this. So remind me.
Okay.
Go.
I feel like people from that era, whether it's a celebrity or your great grandfather or whatever. Again, it's just the era. You know, it's messed up. It's wrong. Should have never happened that way.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's just how history went. That's how history went.
How it was. Exactly. And unfortunately, that's just how it was. For some people, that's still how it is. And they're just, sad. They're kind of ignorant. Yeah. But that's just how it is. So I feel like Betty White doesn't get a pass, but, her era has to be understood.
Yeah. I just hope I find out. That's why I want to talk about famous people. I mean, every week there's a new one with, this person, did this with a girl, inappropriate, or, they were racist or this and that. What is the one actor or actress that, like, if you found out they were ever, like, a scumbag, that it would just break your heart so much? Just because, like, you don't know them, but they're just, like, a good person. Or you think, at least.
Like, that they portray themselves as a good
because,
person?
like, Deshaun Watson. You saw what happened with Deshaun Watson. Like, 8 women came forward to be like, he did this, he did that. It was disgusting. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, I always thought this guy was, like, super nice, down to earth, just cared about family and football. And then you find out, or I guess you're innocent until proven guilty, but you find out that this guy's just kind of like a scumbag.
Yeah, and that's kind of hard to assume or, like, wonder because, 8 women came up, bro. And a lot of times they get scared. And a lot of people say, like, oh, they're only doing it because one woman did it. And they want the
but it's like, it's 8 different scenarios.
Exactly.
Like, just do the math, bro.
Yeah, come on.
You're telling me all of them are fake?
Come on, yeah. So it could be. It could be. Like you said, there's that chance. But
you're innocent until proven guilty. But
so slim.
It's so slim.
What do they have to prove? Like, what is the reason behind that? People are like, oh, they're just doing it for clout. They're not getting famous for doing this.
Yeah, exactly. No,
they're
I know.
Reporting okay, I'm not getting.
Yeah, we're just not trying to. We were just bringing that up because we're not trying to discredit the victims.
Right, exactly. So here's the thing: there's a lot of people that I've seen, and like I appreciate as like artists, whatever. But the one person that I feel like would break my heart if they were a scumbag, Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
I just feel like
you love him.
I mean, yeah, he's my favorite like football athlete at the moment, and I feel like you watch his interviews, you see how he interacts with his family, you see how he is with his wife. He just had a kid.
I know it's like his
he's
high school
always
sweetheart.
Smiling. Yeah, like and everything just like his life just seems so well put together at this moment. Like he's just doing great in everything. Every category of life he's doing well. You see his interviews, he's always happy, he's always smiling, he's always being professional. So for me to just hear like he acted out of line would just throw me out so much that I feel like it would break my heart.
Yeah, no. For me it's more of a surprise just because of how good this guy is in the world, but Tom Hanks. I love Tom Hanks.
Oh man.
Or Leo. Like if I ever just found out that
Leo
those
DiCaprio?
Yeah, if I ever just found out that those guys just like, like kind of the same thing with like Bill Cosby, was just doing horrible, horrific, unspeakable things.
Right.
That would just break my heart. Obviously, and I'm not trying to, like we said, I'm not trying to discredit the victim. At the end of the day, like that's more important, but that would just kind of like, because I look up to those guys. Like I think they're such great guys, and then
exactly.
if I ever found out, that would break my heart. But hopefully, that never happens. Have you ever met anyone famous though? Speaking of, I know who you met.
Yeah, I met a few people.
Khalid.
I met Khalid. Shout out Khalid. Great concert, very entertaining.
I've never been to a live concert.
You've never been to a live concert?
No, I need to go though.
So,
I wanted to go to Billie Eilish, but it was like
right.
$350, and I'm like, sorry, Billie, I'm not rich.
So here's the thing, right? Depending on the artist, so like Billie Eilish, I would definitely say it's worth at least like $400.
I think so too, and I regret it, but I was broke at the time.
Yeah, I respect that. Like, for example, I have a limit set for Bruno Mars and Silk Sonic coming out.
Oh, is it 1,000?
No, I'm saying $600.
600 is your limit?
That's my limit.
That's reasonable.
Right? Because, it's not like I'm broke or whatever, but that's like one paycheck for me.
Bruno, he's worth it.
Yay. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I met Khalid. I met, like, in person, hung out with, Made in Tokyo. He was kind of
like a rapper kind of guy?
Yeah, he was kind of an underground rapper. He blew up for a little bit, but now he's kind of stagnant. Great rapper. I think he makes really entertaining music. I think it's fun. He did a great performance. He's a really nice person. Khalid, the same thing. He's such a nice person.
And you met him, too.
Yeah, like I sat
like
down.
Like you full-on met him.
I sat down with Made in Tokyo. He took my phone from me. He was like sending snaps to my streaks and stuff.
That is so funny.
Right? Khalid, I just had him sign like one thing, and he was like, dude, like, give me all your stuff. Like, I'll sign all of it. Like, what do you do? Like, how are you?
Do you think, though, that's because at the time, that's when he was just blowing up? Like, I'm sure he gets bombarded with that stuff now. He's probably not as lenient with that stuff.
Right. So, I do agree because...
You caught him at a good time.
In the meet and greet, right? It was, like, right when he was blowing up. Like, his album, American Teen.
Like, Location was, like, the big song
right,
at the time.
Exactly. And, like, he was just then blowing up. People were like, oh, this song's fire. Like, he's a good artist. Like, listen to his album. He makes good music. And he still does make good music, but I feel like at that time, he was just learning how to become like a mastercraft of the music. He hadn't fully blown up yet. So like the meet and greet, there's only like 8 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like now, if they did a meet and greet, there'd be like hundreds of people.
Yeah, exactly. So what, Khalid, and he was a really down-to-earth guy?
Both of them, yeah. Khalid was more of a like friendly, genuine person, and Made in Tokyo was more of like a comical, like stoner,
just kind of like a
guy, right?
I gotcha. The only famous people I met, are those the only famous people you've met?
Met. I've said hi, and they've said hi back to me. The F2 freestylers.
Oh, because we were at that.
Yeah, exactly.
We were at that soccer thing when like Wayne Rooney was there.
Yeah.
Oh, and Pedro got
Coque and Ender Herrera.
Yeah.
To sign his
thing.
The
Mexican
and then he also
players.
said hi. Schweini said hi to him.
Yeah. Schweinsteiger. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So the F2, those guys are really famous. For me, I'm actually wearing the hat right now, JJ Redick's autograph.
Oh, nice.
Back when he was on the Magic, great 3-point shooter. I wish he never got traded. But Doc Rivers.
Oh, you met Doc Rivers?
Yeah, me and my dad were going to a golf shop because he's from Winter Park. He's a local guy. And, he walked out, and my dad's like, Doc? He's like, yeah, you guys doing? It's great to meet you guys. I can't do the impression.
I was about to ask you if, like, when you're talking to him, he's like, yeah, we're playing a great game, man. You gotta make sure to have it in.
I mean, he's like so tall because I mean he played in the NBA. I think he's like 6'4", 6'5", maybe 6'6".
Right.
No, he's 6'4", but yeah, no, he was a super nice guy. Like literally just saw him. Hey, Doc, how you doing? Shook his hand. Hey, good to meet you guys, and then left. But that's really it. I can't think of any other famous people. I don't know. I'm not a fangirl though.
For me, it depends.
Well, Bruno.
You know, like
You'd be like,
Bruno. So Bruno Mars, Patrick Mahomes, Ronaldo. You know, like any famous boxer. Like I'm a fangirl of like Triple G. I love Canelo.
Yeah.
You know, like people that like I really like either look up to as athletes or celebrities, or people that I really inspired me for certain things. So like certain boxers, I would love to have met them or to meet them in the future.
But like you still wouldn't be like a quote unquote fangirl. Like you wouldn't be annoying. Like, oh my god, like you would still like be like, hey man, like is it cool if we got a picture?
Yeah,
like you'd still act like that, right?
So like when I met Khalid, you know, that was when I was really on my Khalid thing because he hasn't released music, so I haven't really been able to be on like that vibe. But like back when he was always releasing music, and when I met him, you know, like I told him I was like, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm kind of like starstruck. Like I never thought I'd meet like a legit celebrity like you. And he was like,
oh, he's so famous.
Yeah, he was like, nah, man. He's like, I'm just a regular person. I just happen to sing pretty well. And he started laughing.
That's so funny.
You know?
Yeah, no, I don't know why fame is so desired. It kind of sucks. Like I saw this video with like Ronaldo. This guy literally was just trying to sit down for tea with his friend. Not even joking, in a 15-minute like span of like how long it takes to drink tea. This guy took like probably like 100 pictures.
Oh, I've seen that video.
Seen that video?
They
It
had
has,
the
like, 50
countdown, right? They had the counter of how many people came up to him.
Can you imagine how annoying that would be?
So here's the thing.
That would piss me off.
So here's the thing, right? For me, I feel like if I'm somebody who's so looked up to, like Ronaldo, like a Messi, like a LeBron, right? I would, you know, hate it to a certain extent, but I would definitely make peace with it because I would know people literally like would die for me. You know, but because think about it, you know, you're the greatest ever or like one of the greatest ever to do something. And people, especially people in Europe, you know, with soccer, they go crazy for their soccer team.
It's crazy. No, like people who are like wouldn't you say, let's just say like the Impractical Jokers. They're pretty famous.
They're extremely famous.
You know how many followers each of them have on Instagram?
How many?
2 million.
That's it?
You know how many followers Ronaldo has?
Isn't it like 98 million or something like that?
Not even close, dude. Try again.
Because I remember, no, he became like the most followed like person on
Just
Instagram.
guess.
109 million.
271 million.
Holy crap.
Can you imagine how much your reach is? Can you just fathom that? Think about it. Everybody knows who Sal, Joe, Murr, and Q are.
Right.
They only have 2 million followers.
But
Ronaldo is like 120 times, based on that math or whatever, more famous than them. I know my math probably wasn't right. But you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Every single living soul knows who Ronaldo is. And anytime you go out, like, you're just bombarded. Like, my whole point is, like, that would get so old and tired. And I'm sure he's not complaining because he's extremely rich. But I'm just saying, like,
I get that.
Oh my gosh, that would get so old and annoying. Like,
I get that, yeah. Because the thing is, I can justify like it getting annoying and you being annoyed, but when I see like athletes that people are like, oh my god, like please, like I love you, I worship you, I literally like suck your toes right now, right? You know, like, and then they're like, can you like leave me alone, like screw off and stuff? I'm like, why are you being so mean to them?
I don't know. My thing is like you have to get. Like, have you ever watched those, like, paparazzi videos, like, on YouTube?
I've seen quite a few, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, but, okay, this is where I feel for the people. Like, Ashton Kutcher, I know we mentioned him last episode.
Yeah.
Like, he was literally just trying to walk his dogs, and there's, like, a paparazzi person on his property. Like, the dude looks like crap. Like, he just woke up. He's, like, in sweats, and the guy's, like, in his face. And then he, like, Ashton follows the paparazzi guy to his car, and he's like, I'm just trying to walk my dogs. Can you please leave me alone? And the guy, like, still wouldn't leave him alone. So it's just, like, I feel like when that happens to you every single day and your privacy is just so invaded, like, I think it would get kind of annoying and sometimes you would snap.
I definitely agree. But I feel like he handled that well, though.
Oh yeah, no, he did handle.
I've
Oh,
seen athletes.
like Alec Baldwin, remember him?
Yeah,
dude,
bro.
he like punched the guy. He's like, do you want to get hurt?
Yeah,
And he shoved him. It
and I don't understand. Like,
was like assault.
that's one thing I don't get. You know, like I can understand you're like, guys, like seriously, like I'm tired. Like, please leave me alone. Like I'm just trying to go.
I just
home.
don't feel like it right now. Please.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like obviously you know where I live. You're just camped outside my house. Like, can you wait till tomorrow?
Yeah, dude, there was that one guy, remember, in like Kanye West's garage?
Yeah,
It was like
bro,
4 in the
that's
morning. He's like,
crazy.
it's 4 in the morning. Please leave me alone.
Bro, that's
in his
crazy.
house. They're
That's
like in his
crazy.
house.
So that's
Oh
where
my
that's where I
gosh.
understand. But you know, I feel like if I was like a celebrity, you know, I wouldn't be so quick to be like annoyed or bothered. You know, like I think Ronaldo handled that counter video extremely
Yeah, like
well.
you could tell he was getting really annoyed. Like he was like wiping his forehead, like, oh, and he
Yeah.
kept saying last one, last one, last one. He would keep doing it. So like, all right, going back to the whole like relationships things. Let's say you're single.
Okay.
I know you're not. Let's say you're single.
Yeah.
Not being sexist or anything. Could you date a woman that was taller than you?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I could too.
Oh my
What
God,
do you think?
yeah.
Why are men so?
It's an insecurity thing.
You think it's an insecurity thing?
For sure. And,
my
you know,
my logic is like, if a woman can handle all my anxiety, you know what I mean? Like all my little like quirks
Right.
and like germaphobe, like she's the one.
exact. So here's the thing, man. Like, you know, we know a lot of people that are like not a lot of people. We know,
I know
a lot of
people.
women.
No, I'm just kidding.
A lot of women
Yeah,
that are tall,
yeah,
and they are some of the most beautiful women that we know.
yeah,
And there's one specifically that you know who I'm talking about.
yeah.
And you know, like I know her, and she's like super cool and super nice and genuine and down to earth. What does her height have to do with her like
Yeah,
caring
exactly.
about me? You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I think it's the whole thing, like you said, like the insecurity thing. Like, you know, you'll be in Publix and there'll be like a big tall basketball player, and like you're with your girlfriend who's like 6 foot and you're like 5'8", and it just makes you feel small.
Right, exactly.
And which
So,
it's understandable, you know, maybe it's a little emasculating, whatever. But like, I don't care. I genuinely, I've gotten to the point in my life where I just don't care about being judged anymore. I just don't care.
I feel like that's how everyone should live, though. You know, I
Yeah.
feel like you should really just. It's not even self-confidence. It's more just understanding that there's somebody who is, as much as there's somebody who's substantially better than you, there's always people that are substantially worse than you.
Yeah.
And in certain people's eyes, because you know, I'm not saying there's people worse than you, because that just sounds like crappy.
No, I know what you mean.
You
You're
know what I
just
mean?
saying that like there's no reason
there's
to
a
be
female-
insecure about
Right,
like
exactly.
yeah.
There's a female that looks at you and is like, that guy is great. I know this guy is super high. He's 6'8", he's a basketball player, and he's like super nice. But I also see this guy who's 6'4", whatever, and I don't think he's that great. But I think you're just right there in the middle, perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like the 6'4" guy or whatever who she didn't think was great. Like there's no reason. Like that just happened to be the one person that didn't find you attractive or whatever. Like
Exactly.
there's no
and
reason.
Then there's another female that sees it that the 6'4" guy is great. You're crappy. The other guy is like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just depends. It's all perspective. Now, speaking of perspective, I feel like it's easy for us to say that, but I feel like the tall women would definitely not be in pursuit as easy for a shorter guy.
That's totally true.
For a taller
dude,
guy.
I've been rejected by females, and you know this. We're not going to name names. Like the only reason that they said they didn't like me is because they're like, yeah, he's too skinny, or he's you know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
So it's like wow, that kind of hurts. Whatever. Like I'm skinny, but it's like that's fine. It's the same thing as like if a guy said, you know, she's a little tall, I don't want to date her. It's all perspective. Like it's all relative.
Exactly.
But you know, I definitely think that like women. It's understandable. Women kind of want like that big, strong guy.
Well, it's not even the big, strong guy. It's just like they want like, you know, if you take a picture with a girl,
and you're at her shoulders.
Yeah, like you're at her shoulders, and she's not even wearing heels. Like for you, you're like, this is a dub. You know,
yeah,
like,
and she's like,
she's bad.
Who's this little?
And she's tall. She can dunk on you and reject you at the same time.
And she's like,
you know what I mean?
Who's this little boy standing next to me?
Right, but then, in the other end, you know, a girl wants a guy to look like her protector. Like that's what it comes to.
Yeah, for sure. So,
I mean, shorter guy. I mean, as much as he can look like The Rock, but be 5'6", he doesn't look like he could protect her if he's just looking smaller than her. They want a guy that's like bigger in all aspects. You get what I'm saying? Like taller, looks like he can handle her and protect her.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're gonna end the show with a little funny story. All right, we're not gonna get too graphic on the words, but have you ever been caught doing something that you shouldn't have been doing? Like, let's just say, quote unquote, maybe. How should I word this? You know
I
what
know
I'm
what you mean, though.
Okay, have you ever gotten caught?
Nothing over the top, right? Nothing over the top. There was a time where I was talking to a female, and it was just like nonchalant, like chill stuff or whatever. And she came over, and then I was like, "Oh, let me show you how to play FIFA. I'm a big FIFA player, so like I like showing girls how to play FIFA. When I was single, I used to like, 'cause
Yeah.
it's something I'm good at. So
Yeah.
I see it as like something that's impressive. In reality, they're like, oh, they're just playing video games or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm showing her, and then she kind of got a little flirtatious. She was kind of like,
it started
like,
heading that way.
yeah, she's like, oh, I can't really like I don't really understand the mechanics of the game. Like I'm getting annoyed, blah blah. Trying to change the subject. In reality, I was like, you're kind of lit, like you're raw. You're kind of good at the game, and you're saying this.
So you could tell like she wanted to do some stuff,
right,
whatever.
Exactly. So then she was like, oh, like I don't really feel like playing anymore, and I was like, oh, why not? She's like, oh, let me show you. She just like got in my lap. And then, we started, like, making out a little bit.
Yeah.
It was getting a little heated, hands wandering.
Yeah.
Pretty aggressive making out. And I'm not even joking. Like, I can't make this up. My mom's like, when you guys are finished, dinner's ready. Like, she was standing at the door.
Oh, my gosh. That's so embarrassing.
And I just remember her, like, seeing her face. Like, she just looks so embarrassed.
The girl.
Yeah, the girl.
So your mom didn't even care.
She did, because after she had left or whatever, my mom was being super chill, whatever. My mom was like, no girls are allowed in your room.
Wow. Did she even know she was there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But she didn't think that was going on.
She's like, no girls are allowed in your room since you don't know how to control yourself. And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, come on, man. So it was like good, like, I was like 17. So
okay.
Like
it was awkward, but you got caught.
Right.
I would say for me, like, going back to doing something you shouldn't be doing. Back in my old house, the family computer was.
Oh,
shut up.
I know where this is going.
The family computer, and I was at a normal age for that. I was 8.
What? You're normal age, man.
So, my spelling wasn't that good. So I go out. My sister's babysitting me. I go, hey sis. He goes, what? I look at her. I pause. I like, how do you spell naked?
Oh my God.
And then she's like, Naked. And I was like, thanks. And I went back. I ended up spelling it wrong still. But yeah, I didn't delete the history. Got in trouble. It is what it is.
Can I ask you?
What?
Naked what? You just look up like naked girls?
Yeah. That's all right, guys. I think we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
See ya.